Alright, in this video I'm going to show you how to make and dimension this example block for our dimensioning worksheets. So this is that L-shaped one. I've already made a block to start with, right? I'm using my dimensions. So I'm going to finish doing this and show you kind of how to use dimensions. So I'm going to make another sketch here, and I'm going to cut out this little piece, right? Because there's like a notch in it. And this notch is 3/4 of an inch down, so I'll go 3/4 of an inch down by, scroll up a little bit so I can see, by 2 inches. Alright, so there's that sketch. Finish that, click on the face, click extrude. I'm going to drag it back a little bit and then click extent type all so it cuts through just that piece. Right, that's a little trick later on when you're doing stuff. If you just want to cut through that part, you can change it to all, it'll do it automatically. So now I have my little L-shaped block. I have the notch cut out. I just need to add the circle. Okay, so let's do another sketch. Create a sketch on the side face, and I'm going to draw a circle. I'm just going to put it like right here. I'll put it in the middle for now. It's a 1/2 inch diameter circle, so I'll call that 0.5. And now I need to set where that circle is. So I'm going to use the sketch dimension tool right there. Click sketch dimension, and it's about 1 inch from the end. So the center of the circle to the end is about 1 inch. And oh, I did it perfectly. Well, almost 1. And then the center of the circle to the bottom is, this one was kind of hard to measure because everyone is a quarter. I'm just assuming it's about 5/16. Right, because it's not really a quarter, because a quarter would be right at the bottom. So I'm going to call it 5/16, a little more than a quarter. And there is my circle. So finish sketch. I'm going to come over here, click that, extrude, cut, all, right, all, there we go. And now my block is finished, right? I should be able to see through it. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so let's go make a drawing. So now I'm going to save it. It's going to make you save it anytime you go make a drawing anyway. So go to design, drawing, from design. I'm going to pick my IUD title block, and I'm going to click OK. And I'm going to give it a minute to load. And I'm going to be asked to put the base view. So I'm going to place the base view here. And I think this is kind of small. So right over here where it says scale, I'm going to change the scale to 1:1 to make it a little larger. Right, that's a good place for the base view. That's a good size. Okay, so then projected view, click on the base view, and now I can place my other views. There we go. Click check. We're done. Edit view, change it to shaded. There we go. And now I'm ready to go add dimensions, right? So let's look at my features. So the first big feature is this notch right here, right? So I'm going to dimension that first. So I'm going to come up to the top. Well, before I do that, let me add my center mark. I'll put a center mark on that circle. And I need center lines. I can see, so I need center lines for there, and I also need center lines for here. Now I'm ready to go dimension. So I can click up here where it says dimension, and let's start with how wide this notch is. So that, I'm just going to click on that line, call it 2 inches. And then I also need to know how deep this part is right here. So I'm going to click there, and whoops, wrong one. So I need to go, I'm going to dimension this again. I can't do that because it's measuring. So I'm going to click from there to there. That's 3/4 of an inch. So I'll place that, right? So I click that line and then this line. So now I have how big that cutout is, but I also need to know how deep it is. So I need to come over to this view, and I need to go between those and place that dimension. So now I know this notch is on the side 2 inches by 3/4 by 1 inch from the front. Okay, so next I need to do the circle. So I need to know first the diameter of the circle, right? So I'm going to click on the circle, and then I'm going to drag it kind of down here diagonally. So it's a ½ inch diameter circle. I need to know how far the circle was. I remember I put it an inch away from the end, so I'm going to click the center of the circle and this face. That's 1 inch. And I also need to know how far I put the center of the circle from the bottom. So I'm going to click the center of the circle, and then I'll click the bottom down there, and I'll drag it out here, and that's 0.31 or 5/16. And that should be it for the circle. And so now I just need to look at the overall block and see if I have the overall dimensions, which I don't. So I'm still missing how tall the block is, right? I need the entire height of the block, and I need the entire width. So I'm going to do that side. I'll bring it out here. There's the height of the block, and then the width of the block I can get from down here. Oops, that didn't work. So I'm going to have to do it this way. So I'll have to go from that line to that line, and that's 3 inches. So I'll put it above there, and that should be it. So I have my cutout dimensioned, that by that by that. I don't need anything over here for the hole because I know the diameter of the hole. I know how far the hole is there and there. It's going all the way through. I can see that from here. I don't need the height on this one because I put the height right here as a part of this view. And so right now, I'm going to turn dimension off by hitting escape. See how this view doesn't have anything? We don't need that. So I'm going to right click it and I'm going to delete that view. Because if it doesn't have any dimensions, what's the point of it? And there's my dimension drawing of object 1, right? So just check and make sure none of your leader lines cross anything, right? The bigger dimensions are on the outside. I don't have any excess dimensions, right? And everything, I could build this block just from looking at these dimensions, right? So that is good. So I can save it, and object 1 drawing, see it automatically adds drawing to the end, click save, and you're done.